Welcome to the fifth episode of the Carry Unplugged Season 2. Today's guest is a very special guest. He's a creative force who has been making waves in the music industry. He's the founder of Press the Button, he's a sound engineer, and he's also a music producer. He has been shaping local talent and doing it big in the BVI's music industry. Please help me in welcoming Rhakim Todman. So what's going on, PDB? How you doing, man?
I'm doing well, man. Thanks for inviting me to the biggest podcast.
Thank you, bro. Thank you. One of the questions I always ask my guests is, for the people who know you, or for the people who don't know you, who is Press the Button?
Well, I think you want to ask me who is Rhakim Todman.
Okay. But yeah, you're right.
Press the button is
Press the Button is, yeah, it really is your alias for real. So, who is Rhakim Todman?
Well, Rhakim Todman is the CEO and founder of Press the Button. For all your audio needs, entertainment agent, everything.
Gotcha.
With songs, whatever you need, we have the connectivity and the reach.
Definitely.
To get it done.
Okay. So, a lot of people know you by Press the Button or Celeb Press the Button. What is the origin behind that name?
Well, basically, to be honest, I've been following music for years, and engineers don't really get a lot of credits, So I use that as a way to insert my tag in every song.
Got you.
To push, and try to create a niche. So everyone, just give the engineers the credit that they deserve. I mean, shout out to all a part of the music or production. We have the producers, we have the artists, of course, but, we tend to be on the back. And, sometimes being at the background is okay also.
That is true. Everybody have a role, really and truly. So how did you learn your craft? Like, were you self-trained? Were you mentored? Or was it like a mixture of both? Like,
I would say it was a combination of all. Actually, growing up when I was younger, I would watch my father turn the EQ knobs in the car audio, and that caught a bit, just how he was tweaking, making it sound good and clean, and from then I jumped into taking piano, keyboard classes with Miss Ward, Alton Boaty, Lincoln Ward, and from then, I got behind the computer and, just started pressing buttons.
Literally started pressing buttons?
Just literally started pressing buttons. Wow.
So from a young age, you really had that eye for like audio engineering and stuff like that?
Definitely.
Okay, I understand it. So how do you balance, being or wearing so many caps? You're an entrepreneur, you have Press the Button, like all these different caps. Like how do you stay balanced and still have time for your social life, your life? How do you stay balanced on a whole?
Well, to be honest, it's tough. Like just balancing all three. What I want to encourage the audience, and future entrepreneurs, youngins coming up, or even adults, patience. Patience.
Okay.
Especially in this field, like yourself, you have to exercise a lot of patience. Everything takes time. We all look at, and social media in itself right now is growing so rapidly and quickly, so we tend to look at social media and see that, hey, this person is way out there.
Yeah, this person booming.
Yeah, but, you just take your time, you adjust, and, just one step at a time.
Gotcha.
Slow progress is better than no progress.
I like that. That's one of my favorite sayings, low key. Let me ask you though. I was recently told about top 7 of 7 yesterday, and I'm very curious as to what it is, because when the person mentioned it, like they mentioned your name as well. So I'm like, what is top 7 of 7?
So top 7 at 7. We gotta shout out DJ Push Pop.
DJ Push Pop.
Yes, Zero 103.7. Push Pop really started the top 7 at 7. So all the Monets that you see,
Wow.
the Hashims, the Killer Tuma,
Wow.
all those that you see, we all started from top 7 at 7.
Wow.
So I definitely have to shout out Push Pop for creating that lane. Who knows, without that lane, we don't know where we would have been, to be honest.
Because you call some big names just a minute ago,
Oh,
Killer
definitely.
Tuma, just drop an album. Monet, just drop an album.
Even
saying,
Ayaz, Breezy,
Wow.
all the local artists that
Wow.
you hearing,
Wow.
all of them went through the top 7 at 7.
So
Last
what
one.
was it really and truly? What was top 7 at 7? Was it like a competition?
Well, it wasn't a competition. I would say it was more a platform for us, for local music.
It's like a showcase, really.
A showcase, basically. So, and that began to grow. So that's where it knows, Push Pop decided, we're young, we're doing music, to try to walk for something. So that's where the top 7 at 7 was created,
Okay.
So definitely you gotta shout out to Push Pop for that.
Definitely. I don't know you Push Pop, but you're doing amazing things. So let me ask you though, right? In terms of platforms like that, do you think the BVI has fallen off in terms of creating those spaces for their creatives, whether it be film, whether it be music? Do you feel like we have fallen off of like creating those platforms, or?
I wouldn't say falling off. I would actually say it has come a long way. Because back then we didn't have a lot of these. For example, this podcast that I'm doing right now, we didn't have those. The only platform we really had was the top 7 at 7, which is the radio. We didn't have Facebook, IG, none of that. It was all radio. I mean, it had the YouTube, but we didn't really know about those. I mean, we were all young, we just were fame and school boys, so. But now, there's a lot of information and a lot of help, because even some of my comrades, we talk about if we even had this opportunity back then,
where I would be really known.
Yeah, I do find that a lot of artists, they need to use it. I don't think they understand the benefits of the privilege that they really have now to use all of these platforms that you creatives are using, But to say falling off, no, I think we have improved a lot, and definitely we should continue to give some more.
Definitely, because I mean the creative space is like I feel like that's what the world really going on. You know what I mean? Like ain't nobody really want to do traditional jobs really. Everybody really want to. Oh, I want to be a YouTuber. I want to do this. I want to do that. You know what I mean? Compared to us, and ain't nothing wrong with being an engineer or a doctor. Ain't nothing wrong with being an engineer or a doctor, but I feel like that's what the world really heading to now.
And I mean, just to touch base on that too, even for myself too, one of the what would I say, proud moments is like you stated, growing up, we always used to hear about the doctors, the lawyers, and like you said, nothing is wrong with being that, but the older folks, they used to shift that, like, you have to be a doctor. What's wrong with even being a garbage person, like
somebody got to do the work.
Somebody have to do the work, So for me, even as an entrepreneur doing music full time, hopefully I get to show, the upcomers that, listen, follow your dreams, if this is what you want, you can do it,
Definitely.
So, I mean, it's all a risk that we do take, but it can happen, so.
Yeah. Speaking about risk though, like, have you run into any challenges as of being a producer or being in that creative field? Like any challenges specifically like in the BVA that you have run into or
Oh, definitely. I mean, anything that you do in life, you always will have run into challenge. You know, that's a part of life in itself. You know, for example, you know, being a producer, engineer, you know, you run into different types of clients.
that's
You
true.
know,
That
and
is true.
just dealing mentally and being prepared mentally for different
Yep.
personalities,
Yep.
you know,
Yep.
is a challenge itself, you know. So I mean, that's everyday basis, you know. But it helps though with growth. You get to understand and have a deeper thinking to how certain individuals think, or it even helps for yourself. Like I said, we go back to the word patience, you know, because in this field you never want to be blackballed, you know. It's
That's
easy
true.
to be blackballed.
That's true.
I always tell my other engineers or producers or even anyone in the field film, we are all connected, you know, and that's where networking comes in, you
That is
know.
true.
I know you're into film.
Yep.
With the film there's audio, so you know it's all
It's all
connect.
interconnected. Yep. Agree with
Exactly.
you.
So you try your best to always, you know, a lot of people might think also too that you have to be the best, you know. What I've learned just dealing with top different artists around the world, you know, you need to be able to read the room, you know when to speak, you know, because that goes a long way, very a
You see, it
long
goes a
way.
long way.
Yeah,
Wow.
just understanding, reading the room, and knowing when to speak, knowing when to join in, knowing when to offer help, knowing when to step back. You know, these are the nitty gritty things that gets you in the room, and also with the collabs, or you know, a lot of people might think it's just. I mean, don't get me wrong, you have to have your skills also,
That is true.
but those pieces,
They put
those
you a step up, step above.
exactly.
Definitely. Okay, got you. So I ask all my guests this question. I ask them all the time. You know, we are from the VA mostly. So there's this little pastry that we like to eat. You know what I'm saying? Tat. So in your opinion, you know what I mean, what is the best tat? In your opinion?
Well, I don't even have to think about it. The best start is coconut.
I,
Coconut. I
you the,
mean,
hey, you the fourth one on the podcast so far to say coconut out of five so far. I mean,
and that's why it's the best.
yeah, like the track record show. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
mean, Brent is the odd one out because I interviewed Brent and Brent was like, nah, man, pineapple. I'm like, all right, bro.
Well, we know how Brent is with the coconut tart.
Yeah,
So.
He's salty,
Yeah,
but
so,
it's
but
cool.
coconut is where it is. You know?
Coconut is definitely worse.
I mean, you know, a little coconut recipe and a mix
Yep.
also does the job too, you know. So it's sweetening it up, you know.
Yep, definitely, man, definitely.
Yeah.
So speaking about your career, right? Looking back to when you started to where you are now, what would you say is the most proudest moment that you have accomplished or been in? You know what I mean?
Oh, just meeting like my individuals, professional industry artists, engineers, producers, just collaborating with them, getting to speak with them every day, you know, that shows in itself too that we from a small island, we can, you know, do with the big dogs out there.
That is true.
You know,
That is
so
true.
that's one of my proudest moments. I've worked with a lot of top artists around the world. You know, I've collabed with a lot of producers. Still collabing, still some major projects that I can't talk about right now.
Yeah.
But definitely, that's one of the proudest moments. You know, just
Wow.
collabing Even home too, you know. I would say basically, I think we've created a lane for our locals that actually want to do music or even get into the entertainment field, you know.
Definitely.
I think it's very commendable that you're seeing it in your eyes, you know. Even for example, the Uber Soca that just
Wow.
passed too, you
Yep.
know, it's like, look at stuff like that. Like,
Yeah,
we've
yeah,
been noticed, we've been, you know, and those are things that I'm happy to see
yeah.
and even glad to be a part of, you know. Even creating a sound, you know, that's one of the main important things, you know. I personally feel that we have one of the best songs
Yeah, that's true.
around the wall,
Yeah,
not
we
even the
unique.
career,
Yeah, we
around the
unique. Like
wall,
we
you
unique.
know.
Yeah.
Even production wise, when it comes to filming, you know, directing
Yep.
videos, directing podcasts,
Yep.
directing movies, you know, like these things are now, a lot of individuals are now seeing that we have the talent, we have the skill, you know, just get it out there, you know. So it's a joy to see,
Definitely.
you know.
I
So
definitely feel you on that one there. And I mean, like, a lot of people be intimidated by the Hollywoods or these people from the States, people from here. But just being in the BVA for all my life and recently now opening my eye to see all the stuff that's going around, we have the potential to compete with these
oh,
people
we definitely do.
on the big scale. You know
We
what I mean?
definitely do.
Like the film festival that just passed, like if you see some of the work that all creatives doing in the film industry, it's like you swear this is Netflix worthy. You know what I mean?
Exactly. I
Like,
mean, you're definitely correct with that. I mean, most times, to be honest, you just have to get the right opportunities.
that is true.
That's all it
That
is, you
is
know,
true.
opportunities, just being a listening ear, you know, like I stated before, be helpful when you need to, you know, stuff like that is what puts you in position
I feel you. Definitely
to
feel you on that one.
success.
Touching on that, for the younger creatives or even creatives who are trying to get into the industry, do you think there is something that is needed for them to, let's say, I guess, break into the industry or like, essentially what I'm asking is like advice for those people who want to be similar to you or who want to follow in the same path as you, like any word of advice for those people that are like
2 words: work hard.
work hard,
Just work hard.
work hard.
Keep working, you know, keep building on your craft, you know, study the game. We need to study the game. Ask questions, you know. Don't be too prideful, you know.
And that's a problem with VI landlords,
Exactly.
you know?
I was
That's
just
a
about to
problem.
touch on that. That in itself, because even for me, moving away to the States, you know, coming from the VA, you know, our culture is, you know, like we kind of take a step back, you know. Sometimes it can come across as standoff ish, you know, but ask questions, you know. No question is a dumb question or a stupid question. If you don't know, it's better to um, say you don't know
Yep.
than pretend like you
Like you
know,
know.
and you make yourself look like a fool.
True.
You know,
That is true.
I think that's one of the most devastating periods. You know, no one would ever like to encounter
Nah, it's a very
because
embarrassing moment.
no one likes to be embarrassed.
Not at all.
So ask your questions, keep working hard, you know, put in the hours, study the game, you know, surround yourself with like minded individuals that trying to get to where you are, you know, stuff like that.
Definitely, I understand you. I understand you. I have about three more questions for you though. So this one is more so about the BVI music industry. So from when you hopped into the industry from to where it is now, do you feel like the BVI music industry has evolved in any way, shape, or form, or do you think it's still evolving?
I would say a mixture of both.
Okay.
And that's because within the wall in itself, we're always evolving.
That is true.
You know, we're always evolving. But I must say, the BVI music from back then, it definitely has improved a lot. Like I say, even the sound, like back then, a lot of local music couldn't be played on the radios or
Wow.
even platforms, because we never had the proper tools or, you know, stuff like that. But now, I mean, you go around, you walk around now, you're hearing a local. It's okay to
Yeah,
play
it's okay.
local.
It's okay.
You
It's
know,
not
it's
unorthodox at all.
exactly, it's okay, and that in itself tells a lot, But touching on it, evolving, there's always room for growth. We have to always continue the resources, stuff like that. But I think we're right there. I think the window is opening right now. We just need to come together. I know that's a saying that we tend to use a lot, but
We don't do a lot of it.
we don't do a lot of it.
We don't do a
If
lot of
if we're being honest, it's the perfect thing to say.
Yeah,
It is
definitely.
it is the correct thing to say. Yeah, let's work together. Let's do this. Let's do this.
Yep.
But we don't really
Yeah, it's,
do
it's
it.
it's
To
easier
be
to say
honest,
than to do it.
exactly.
Really easier to say than to do. But currently where you at right now, I'm pretty sure you have worked with some of the biggest names in the music industry internationally, from this one small island. But currently, do you feel, or not do you feel, but is there anyone in the music industry at all, local, regional, international, that you want to work with before you either retire or move on with your life?
Um. Oh, definitely. So I've worked with, I can say I've worked with a good amount of, the Jasons, the Leslies. Um, I definitely want to work with Sorbia.
So yeah.
He's across the wall. He's one of French Montana's engineer, I feel like they have a specific sound across the globe, over in the UK side. Like, I would like to just get an opportunity to just zone in and see, you know, what they're doing on that side of the wall,
Makes sense. Makes
So
sense.
that's one of my dreams. I mean, potentially is right there, but I don't want to spill it
Yeah,
before,
yeah, 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 yeah. You
but
gotta make sure it's locked in first before you. I definitely feel you on that one. I had to struggle with that sometimes. I'd be like, yeah, man, I go do this here, tutus. It don't end up happening. You know what I mean?
you know,
So keep it behind closed doors so it's locked in, and then you reveal it to the world. So let me ask you, right? Where will Rhakim Todman be in 5 years?
I ain't an artist, but I can't tell you the future.
Mm.
But in 5 years, I have some goals in mind. For Press the Button, PDB, I'm having some talks right now with some of my overseas and internationals, producers, engineers. We're coming together, we're having some talks about seminars, workshops,
Yeah, that's
So,
needed.
yeah, definitely needed. They're on board. They're actually just waiting till the dung period, and waiting for me in certain instances, but they're definitely on board. I already have about 3 of them ready to go.
Wow.
They also intrigued about even visiting the Virgin Islands
Wow.
in itself, They've heard so many great things about the Virgin Islands, the beaches, or accent,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
even or food,
Mm.
you know. And just being around them, just them observing myself and You know, it's like they want to just come and see, you know, live in the moment,
Understood.
live in the
Very
moment.
much so
So
understandable.
those things are definitely in the pipeline right now, sooner than we think. And I'm excited. They're excited, and we're definitely gonna get the ball rolling with that.
And before I even let you go, I just want to say like you representing the BVA amazingly, bro. It may not be the traditional representation as like, oh, he gonna play basketball, he gonna run track, but you creating a new avenue for the next generation. You know what I mean? And by doing that, you up in tourism, you up in the skill set of the young Virgin Islanders. Like, oh, you're doing your thing, man. You're doing your thing, bro. Like, I
Definitely
must
appreciate
commend you.
that.
I must commend you. Just keep doing your thing.
Just keep pressing the button.
But I guess I use it. Just keep pressing the button. Just keep pressing
Exactly.
the
I
button.
mean, you know, I mean, it's just natural, you know, to start your cameras, to start your laptop. You
Yeah,
gotta
yeah,
press
yeah,
the
yeah.
button, man. Just press the button.
All that for that car, you got to press the
Exactly. Just press the button. Just makes life easier. Just
button. Definitely. Yeah, that's a lot of noise. We said. That's a lot of noise. But that's
we
what
got
it be.
plugins for that too.
Yeah,
We got
yeah.
plugins for that. Yeah.
But before I let you go, is there any word that you want to say to the audience at all? Any parting words with them? Any where they could reach you, like or tapping with your music, like anything to the audience?
Oh, definitely. I want to shout out all my supporters, you know, the fans, you know, my family, my day ones, you know, all who have been supporting loud and quietly. It goes unnoticed. It never goes unnoticed, and I appreciate all, you know, and let's just keep going to the top, you know. Some of them already know what's going on, what's happening, and what's going to happen.
Amen.
You know, so let's just do it. Let's just keep pressing the
I
button.
was just gonna say the same thing. I was just gonna say the same thing. Let's keep pressing the button. We are here with Rhakim, aka Celeb Presto.
Button.
Oh, whoa. And we signing out. Make sure y'all tap in. All this stuff will be in the description. Oh, whoa.